everybody. Welcome to the SyFy Sistas podcast, where we give you our point of view. Today, we're doing the SyFy Sistas TrekMovie.com takeover. Say what? What? I'm SyFy Sister Tamia, and I am joined by my sister Subrina Wood.
Whoop, whoop.
Fran T.
What's up?
And JD Keeling.
Hi.
We are going to discuss the Star Trek Cinematic Universe, Black representation in Star Trek Cinematic Universe. But I think we had all voted that we were going to call it just the Star Trek cinema.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Sounds a lot better. A lot less pretentious.
STC.
Yeah, we have a new acronym to remember, y'all. It's STC, and that means Star Trek Cinema. So we're going to talk about all the great Black actors and actresses who have populated our favorite franchise of movies over the year. And guiding us through this discussion today is going to be none other than Sister Subrina, whose alter ego, shall we say, is the Cinnamon Cinephile. So if y'all haven't checked out the 5x5 podcast, you might want to check that out, because this sister knows her movies, and she is the natural person to guide us through the STC Black People Edition. Subrina, take it away, please.
Oh my God, I love that. The STC. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. So this idea came about after our trip to Vegas. It was Fran and Yvette and myself that managed to go to Las Vegas, and we got on the Roddenberry stage panel list. How did that happen? I don't know. But John Champion was so nice to invite us. We got a nice spot at 12 on a Sunday, and we were on the panel with someone from TrekMovie.com, Kayla. And so
Kayla. Hey,
Kayla. Thank you so much. So, Fran, was this like a fun time or what on that stage?
It was a blast. We had a natural blast. It was just wonderful. I loved it.
Yeah, so it was TrekMovie.com, and it was our other Trek geek people from Deep Space Pride who also joined us, Mike. And we were also with another podcast called Quoting Star Trek, because Quoting Roddenberry. So that was all of us that were there. So it was a four-hand panel. But Kayla came over afterwards and said that she really wanted us to do something with TrekMovie.com. So here we are doing a takeover, and we decided that we would take a look and see if any of these movies could pass the SyFy Sister Cultural Inclusion Test. And so let me tell you a little bit of what we decided we were going to do with this test. There's a thing in the world, if you're into movies, there's a thing in the world called the Bechdel-Wallace test. And it's just got that name because these two women made a comic strip about this test. And it was about women in film. And the test is, if there are two women who have a conversation with each other about anything other than a man, it passes the test. And believe it or not, many movies do not pass this test. So we decided to do our own little riff on the Bechdel-Wallace test, and it's the SyFy Sister Inclusion Checklist test. So, sisters, are you ready to run down this STC and see if they can make it on the SSIC list?
Sure.
Whatever she just said. Yeah, what she said. So here's the test, just so you know what we're looking for. But we're going to talk about this movie. We're not going to tell you who's going to pass the test and who hasn't yet. But here's what we've got for our list. There have to be at least two main characters of color. Their dialogue is more than merely supportive of the white characters. 3, they have a skill that contributes to the survival of the group. 4, they don't have a criminal record. 5, has to have a positive relationship with another character. And 6, is not a magical stock character. So that is the SyFy Sister Inclusion Checklist test. And we're going to see if the movies of the STC make it. So, what do you think about that test, sisters?
I love this test. I think it's a lot of fun.
I think it's a lot of fun too. And I think it's going to be kind of cool trying to see if they can pass this test. I think they might have it in the bag. I'm confident that Star Trek is going to be able to do it. What do you think, Fran?
We'll see, because I don't know. I was watching some stuff and I was like,
Well,
not
all right.
according to this test. So let's get into it.
No, I'm confident. I'm feeling like there's going to be at least a couple of movies that are going to be able to pass our test. So we've got 13 films, right? We've got 13 films in the STC, starting with Star Trek: The Motion Picture and ending with, Star Trek Beyond, which just ended. Now, we just heard that Paramount is announcing 2 new Star Trek films, and one of them has the dreaded J.J. Abrams attached to it. But I'm gonna let that go.
No judgment, though.
No judgment. I love JJ, but can we keep the ship in the air? Can we keep the ship in the air?
Can the ship fly?
Can the ship just fly without you just cracking it all up? And I know some people like to see things blow up, but I don't want one of those things to be my enterprise. So going back to the 13 films, I noticed that the films are grouped for me in 3 different areas. We have the original crew of the Enterprise, the TOS film, and we've got 6 of those. And then we have 4 by the Next Generation crew. And then we have 3 in the Kelvin universe. And so why don't we just start off and you just say, like, which one of your crews did you like the best in these films? Which is your favorite crew?
I got to say, Fran, you go first.
Of each group, or?
Yeah. Is it the TOS group, the Next Gen group, or the Kelvin group?
Who's your favorite?
My favorite crew actually was Next Gen.
Oh,
wow. Surprising.
My favorite movie actually is First Contact. So I would have to say that's my favorite, because, Humphrey Woodard was in it. And, the Borg and, it's my favorite movie. And it had enough action and enough cerebral stuff in it to be Trek. So that's my favorite crew.
Okay. Tamia?
I actually really enjoy the TOS movies more than anything. Those are the ones that are like comfort food for me. I mean, I didn't see the motion picture first time around. I was too little when that first came out, but I saw Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan in the movie theater. And it was, to this day, one of my all-time favorite movies. So, I'm very forgiving with the other Star Trek movies, the one with the whales, etc. I kind of like those,
So
I
Wrath
just have
of
a good
Khan
time.
is your favorite?
I think Wrath of Khan is my favorite Trek movie. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I should say the Kelvin crew because
well, say the truth, woman.
Listen,
say the truth.
Truthfully, Chris Pine could just make me say that, but I love me some Chris Pine. But I would say, actually, going through this, is getting ready for this show, I did rewatch a lot of the films, and I gotta say, my favorite are the TOS, the original crew. I mean, what am I going to say? I'm an OG, of course. TOS crew, Captain Kirk, the real Captain Kirk. Come on now. And I would say my favorite of that group, and it's really hard. The Search for Spock is coming up really hard and fast from third position. And I will have to thank, Nerd Trek for that, because they asked us to be guests and to discuss that show. Remember, Tamia? And we watched the movie to be guest on Nerd Trek. Hey guys, if you're listening, and we know you are, how you doing?
You did Search for Spock, and I did Undiscovered Country with them.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The two of us did Undiscovered Country, which is also a great movie and underrated.
I tell you, and thanks to those two appearances, I really had to say I enjoyed The Search for Spock. It's becoming one of my favorite of all 13. But absolutely, my absolute favorite. And if you've ever seen my office, it's definitely The Voyage Home. There's not a bad scene. There's not a bad moment in
the whales.
The one with the whales.
The one with the whales. I love that one too. I love it. Can I just let people know that the reason that JD is not weighing in right now is because we've had technical difficulties with the Zoom crash involved. So we're hoping that she'll be able to make it back. So everybody keep your fingers crossed that she'll be able to make it back.
Yes, and we'll ask her what's her favorite.
Yes.
Hopefully she'll say Kelvin.
Because we're missing our millennial point of view. And
oh my God.
And that makes me sad.
Yeah, you two flip-flopped on me. I was like, wow, that was interesting.
Well, I excuse me. First Contact of all the movies has always been my favorite. Mm-hmm. It's always been my favorite. I mean, before it came out, The Wrath of Khan was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But then when First Contact came out, that was my favorite. And I think, part of the reason why I brought it up here is because of Alfre Woodard. That she was in it and the part that she played in it. And see that she passed the,
Okay, let's see if your movie can pass the test.
Yeah.
I'm gonna apply. Okay, we've got First Contact, Fran's favorite, Alfre Woodard, Academy Award nominee for Cross Creek, and Emmy winner for a bunch of stuff. I think Miss Evers Boys. I mean, we just talking some class acting in this one.
Original player on St. Elsewhere. So many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. With Denzel.
Yep. I think I want to give some new Trek movie love. Because I do love Zoe Saldana as Uhura. I do love what they do with the Uhura. I like them fleshing out her character a lot more and giving her. I mean, I just watched an entire Star Trek movie where Uhura had like 3 lines.
Yeah.
And talk about one pissed off sister, so I like that she gets more time as Uhura, and that character gets fleshed out.
I agree with you on that. And that's why I do like the Kelvin movies, because Uhura gets a lot more, she's got a full relationship with Spock. She's flying ships and stuff. She's translating everything and she looks beautiful. I mean,
they're showing her like all her full capabilities. Like if you want to see Uhura in action, you get like 1 or 2 original series moments of her in action with doing things that's up to her full capabilities besides just a couple fingers to her ear and say, incoming message, Captain, you know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah. And I think they use her a bit more in the films. She does have more to do in the films than she did, I think, but for a few episodes. But yeah, Zoe is definitely working Uhura in the Kelvin universe. But she's their only. I'm like, could we get like a couple more? We do have Sulu. I mean, we have people of color, but I'm talking black here today. Okay,
I'm talking black.
So they need to get something else going on over there in the Kelvin universe.
I like the Uhura character in the Kelvin movies. I wasn't crazy about the casting though.
You don't like Chris Pine? Don't tell me you don't like my Chris Pine.
No, I mean, I like Chris.
You don't like Zoe?
Right. I'm not crazy about the casting that they did.
Oh. Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about that.
No, she doesn't bother me. I'm okay with her in that part. I'm okay with her there.
Okay.
Yeah. She's holding up she was holding up the what do you call it? Baton. She's carrying the baton well. I thought she did a good job.
I thought she did too, and I know that like there was discussion about like, Uhura is not so light skinned stuff, but I'm like, it's a different universe. It's a parallel universe. Like she could be like, I mean, she looks fine. I'm good with her. I don't know. I like her too, but yeah, to each his own. Like, I'm not a big fan of Chris Pines either. So there you go. I know. My sisters are shocked. I'm like, I can take him or leave him. His head looks weird. It's weirdly sized.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going here. So, all right. So we're gonna apply.
Guys, he's got a set of eyebrows on him too.
Yeah, he's a good look. He's a good enough looking guy. I'm just not. He doesn't. I'm just not like flipping over him or anything.
I am, Chris. If you're listening, and I hope to God you are. Subrina loves you. All right. So the SyFy Sister Cultural Inclusion Checklist test here for first contact. Do we have two named characters of color?
Are we gonna skip TOS movies? We're gonna go.
No, I'm gonna go right to first contact. I want to see if this one's gonna make it. Then I'm gonna come back to yours, and we're gonna do mine. And hopefully we'll get JD back on by then. So first contact, two characters of color. Yes. We've got Aurora and we've got Lily.
First contact.
And we have. That's right. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. What am I talking about? First contact.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah, we've got LeVar. We've got LeVar. We've got Michael Dorn, and we've got Alfie Woodard. So we got three in this one.
We have three named characters of color.
All right now. Dialogue that's more than merely supportive. Yeah.
Yes. Well.
Yes.
Oh,
my favorite when Worf told Picard, I could kill you where you stand if you were any other man. I would kill you where you stand.
That's true.
That's not exactly supportive.
He meant it.
That wasn't exactly supportive, but
well,
they had the little makeup scene later, though.
But their dialogue was not merely supportive.
Right, not merely supportive. That's right. So Worf was all up in his face.
Yeah.
And Alfred was all up in his face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of times, even though,
LeVar was down on the planet doing what had to be done.
Yeah.
And he was in the other guy's face.
Zephram's?
Yeah.
He was in Zephram's face, yeah.
So, all right. The black people got it covered over here for first contact. All right. Have skills that contribute to the survival of the group.
Yes, yes, and yes.
Steph.
Yes. All of them.
All of that, all of it, all of them.
All three of them.
Okay. Worf was keeping the ship clear of Borg. Geordi was getting the Phoenix up and into the space there, and Alfie Woodard was making sure that Picard got back on track.
That's right.
Okay. Criminal records? None. All righty. Positive relationship with another character.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Alfred was a double-edged thing I think she was positive for Picard.
Yeah. And definitely for Zephyr Cochrane.
Right. Yes. Absolutely for Zephyr Cochrane.
Yeah.
And we know that Geordi and Worf had positive relationships with other characters.
Yeah.
Right.
And really, Worf was definitely trying to tell Picard what was happening here with the ship, but he wasn't listening with the Borg. So I would give that a yes. Basically, Alfie Woodard winning that one all by herself, winning that point. And then at least one is not a magical stock character.
No magic. Alfred's not.
All right.
She's not magically saving the day.
All right. So we can say without question or doubt that Star Trek First Contact passes the SyFy Sister Cultural Inclusion test. Yes, this is a positive. Yay! We love First Contact.
Yes.
6 out of 6. Not bad.
6.
I feel like, where do we go from here? Like, oh my gosh, what a great start.
I don't know. That might be the winner of the whole thing.
It's entirely possible.
All right. So we're going to go back to your first pick, Wrath of Khan.
Oh, man.
Oh, everybody talking all kinds of smack about Wrath of Khan, but it's just a movie for black people in the STC. I don't know. I don't know. I think we got it. Can we count Ricardo? No, we can't count Ricardo.
No, we can't count Ricardo. We can't claim him.
I'm going to claim him. I'm gonna claim him.
Montalban.
No.
I wish, Lord knows, I wish we could. If we were doing, if this was the Dave Chappelle show and we were doing the race draft, then we might be able to take him. Yeah, we could trade, but
race draft. But we are not Dave Chappelle, so we're going to stick with the black people.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wrath of Khan, who do we have in this one? Oh, no, this is going to win, girl. Come on now. We got Nichelle Nichols playing Lieutenant Uhura, and we have Paul Winfield.
The amazing Paul Winfield.
Playing
when the walls fell.
Before he was Shaka.
Oh, okay.
Before he was Darmok, he was Captain Terrell. And let's make sure we give him all his due. He was nominated for Best Actor at the Academy Awards in 1972 for Sounder. He also is an Emmy winner himself. So, this is another, Oscar royalty coming in to visit the Star Trek cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, this is Tamia's favorite show and favorite movie. And let's go ahead and apply our test.
Okay. So, 2 named characters of color. Yeah. We got
him. Captain Terrell, Lieutenant Uhura.
And the guy that played March, Kevin Rodney Sullivan.
Yep.
He was only there for a minute.
He was like another obscure black person. But
he was named.
He was in the credits.
Yep. So we got that. So we got 2 named characters of color. Dialogue that is more than supportive of white characters. It's not merely supportive of white characters. I feel like that's how we should say that.
Oh, yeah. Paul Winfield, definitely.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on now.
Paul Winfield had it all by himself,
When he just gave that stuff up, when he ripped that bracelet off, I cry every time.
Oh, okay. So we got that. We have that. Gets another point. Skill that contributes to the survival of the group. Well, Uhura has that in bounds.
Oh, yeah.
So did our named guy, March, who only had a brief moment, but he had a skill. That's why he was on the ship.
Okay.
All right. And Paul Winfield did, even though.
Absolutely.
And he absolutely had a skill. Yep. I mean, he was a captain.
Okay.
All right. So we've got 3 points.
3 so far.
So far. That we know of, nobody had a criminal record.
Now, the captain of the Grissom, he did not have a criminal record.
He had no criminal record. But that guy, March, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
No, we're going to say no criminal record. So we're going to count that.
Our 2 named people.
Our 2 main people do not have a criminal record. Has a positive relationship with another character. Well,
I would say that Captain Terrell and Chekhov were doing their hostage together. Even before they were brothers in arms in prison, right? Wow. Yes.
Even before they had a good thing going. They were working really well together. And we know that Uhura has positive relationships with her shipmates and others, right? And not a magical character.
No.
There is not a magical character. I do have an issue with this one. It's not a magical character, but it's another trope. Unfortunately, is the black character sacrificing themselves for the good of the white character.
This is true. I was going to go there with you. We have that. He did not survive.
No. I mean, he literally bit that bullet. He took that bullet,
He did. But I would say that it fit the story. I don't think it was outside of the story. Like, when it happened, you didn't say like, oh, of course they're going to kill the black man. You were like, oh no, the captain is going to sacrifice himself.
Yes. I mean, that's in fairness. That is, one way to look at it. Then I'm like, well, Chekhov survived. Couldn't we figure out a way, for the captain to survive? Like, he's like, no, immediately, like, no, I'm done. Right. I'm dead.
Chekhov made it.
He's dead, Jim. He's dead.
All right. So are we giving this a qualifier? No, we're not giving it a qualifier because he wasn't a magical character.
No, it was not a magical character, according to our list as it stands, because we did not include that one important criteria about Black people sacrificing themselves, Black characters sacrificing themselves, which, like, when we revise this, I really need to include that.
Okay.
You know, because that's something we see all the time. All the time. So, but according to our list as it stands,
we got 6 for 6.
The Wrath of Khan gets a 6 out of 6.
Yay! All right. So I think, just to be fair, because we've got one TOS crew getting a pass on the SyFy Sister test, and we have a next gen crew getting a pass on the SyFy Sister test, I think I'm going to just have to apply this test to one of the Kelvin movies to see if they make it.
As well, you should.
Yeah, we should, just because we have JD back with us. JD,
woohoo, yay!
We want to ask you first before we go on and do that. We've got her back from Tech Land problems. And so, JD, the question was, which one of the 3 crews is your favorite? The TOS crew, who did the first 6 movies, the Next Gen crew that did the next 4, or the Kelvin crew who did the last 3?
Yeah, it's going to be AOS.
It's going to be TOS?
AOS, alternate original series.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, you want to expound on that at all?
I like them better. No.
I'm gonna smack you.
No, like that's the first Star Trek I ever really watched. It's the first thing that got me interested in Star Trek. It got me interested in those movies. So yeah, I'm going to give them credit. They did a lot of heavy lifting because, to be fair, I had seen that one movie where Kirk and Bones goes to prison or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was never impressed with that. Never found Kirk that interesting. I don't know, like, besides the Reading Rainbow guy, what is TNG really offering? So, you know what? I'm going to give it to the new movies.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it.
I knew it too.
Oh, yeah, great. I love it. I love it. Okay, so which one is your favorite out of all of them?
The third one.
Is that Beyond?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I got to be more specific than that.
All right, Star Trek Beyond.
It's the third one, okay? I don't know which one it is.
It's the one where they freaking blow up the Enterprise and they're on their planet and there's like there's mystical icon things and just all kinds of stuff is going on. There's a motorcycle. I mean, that's a good one.
I do not remember the planet. The Enterprise. No, the Enterprise was fine, wasn't it? I feel like the Enterprise was fine. We played the Beastie Boys in the Enterprise.
Yeah, the third one is the one with Idris Elba, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they run. They do a lot of running around chasing Idris Elba.
Yeah,
chasing Idris Elba. Yes. Okay. So what we're doing here, JD, is we're applying our little test to each one of our favorites. So we're glad you came back on time to tell us that Kelvin is yours because we'd already picked the other 2, and so great. So we're going to apply
what would you have done if I hadn't said the Kelvin?
We were going to go there anyway.
We would have done a Kelvin anyway.
You just made us legit. Okay, so applying our test now to Star Trek Beyond, which is great because first question, are there at least 2 named characters of color? And we said of color here, but we do mean Black. So
we're talking Black on this one.
We have Zoe and we have Idris.
So Beyond gets a point for that.
It's a point. All right. The dialogue is more than merely supportive of white characters. Uhura definitely in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? No. Well, technically yes, because Uhura was paired off with Sulu, so it's a very technical yes.
Okay.
Like, he's not white.
But the dialogue was more than merely supportive of, though. Well, it doesn't. It's technical, yes. It's technically yes. Like, I'm not going to split hairs about it. Yeah. They got a point.
She was all upset about her necklace and everything. She was like yelling at Spock about the necklace.
Yeah.
Her gift. And then, when they were captured, Uhura had a lot to say in this one. Okay, they have skills that contribute to the survival of the group. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, well, Uhura definitely does.
Yeah, she got him out of there, didn't she?
Well, who are these? We have other. I'm sorry. Go ahead, JD.
It's hard to say with Beyond because the thing is, that's the one where we get like the different group dynamics. So you got Uhura with Sulu, and they're trapped with your boy Idris.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're part of the crew that is taken hostage. So yes,
yeah.
Like it's really hard to say.
Can we do a half point?
Like we're like everyone's doing like 3 different things all at once.
Yeah.
So are we going to allot them a point for this?
I'm giving Uhura a point. Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So we got 3 points for Beyond thus far.
All right. Here's where we're going to get into a little trouble. Does not have a criminal record.
Technically, yes. Uhura never got in trouble. That was all Kirk's business.
Well,
and secondly, no. No, he didn't, because his ship, wasn't it that his ship had like basically crashed because he had went a little crazy.
So,
yeah, he went crazy.
Like
so he doesn't have a criminal record yet.
Exactly.
Left and right.
But Starfleet didn't know about that at first, and he died before they could charge him. So.
True. Technically, he did not have a criminal record. I mean,
he's the villain, but he doesn't have a criminal record.
But he doesn't have a criminal record. They have to get a point for that. Like, if we're technical about it,
oh god,
Fran is in protest. Fran is in protest.
Just because he's the villain, we wrote the list. He does not have a criminal record before he snaps and goes all bad guy.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like toward the end where you find out, oh, wow, he used to be a Starfleet captain and he's not just some random alien. So, technically, he was fine.
Come on.
Brandon's like, no way.
We can't apply it that way because he's the villain of the movie. Okay, all right. Fran, teach me. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that he does have a criminal record. He does. He's been killing people for years and years and years. The lady with the lady with the blonde hair,
right,
has told all the atrocious things that he's done. So he does have a record of being a criminal.
Okay. Are we convinced?
No. See, you may be convinced, but I pulled up the Wikipedia. The whole situation is basically he was a pre-Federation soldier and he rejected the Federation's principles. So he teamed up with the Xindi and the Romulans. Then him and his crew went through a wormhole. So technically, no one called him into court.
I don't know now. I'm kind of siding with Fran, but okay, he doesn't have an official criminal record, but this dude is a criminal.
He did criminal things.
He did bad things. I ain't gonna argue that, but ain't no one bring him to court. There ain't no record.
All right, we're gonna give him that point.
Oh, there is
a
record.
Two of us are in protest.
The girl did say there is a record. She told Scott, you know what you call him, Montgomery Scott, all the atrocious things he's been doing for years and years and years. So he's done criminal things for years and years and years. He didn't go to court because there was no court there to try him.
They couldn't catch his deed.
No. Where's the court? He's the court. He was in charge.
Exactly. When you in charge, you get to make the rules.
I don't know. This is pretty
I think, like I said, this is a movie of technicalities.
Okay. I'm with Fran on this one. This is a criminal.
He's a criminal.
I actually have to agree with the other sisters that he is a criminal.
You didn't say that he was a criminal. You said that he had a criminal record.
That's just true. I mean, like, we're looking at how we wrote this thing. And we said, don't have a criminal record. So
all right.
I'm going to give it a half point. I'm giving it a half point.
I'm going to give him, You give him one and you give him the other one, but we're going to be protesting.
It's a half of a point, and I'm the one who's keeping score. It's a half of a point under protest.
Right. Has a positive relationship with other character. Uhura, yes.
Him? No.
Yeah, but Uhura does.
Yeah, Uhura does, but not him.
So there we go. We got a
black person that has a positive relationship. Yep. And at least one is not a magical stock character. See, they're going to win this because of Uhura.
Well, they're not winning.
I mean, they're going to get that point because of Uhura.
No, they're a half a point behind. But they're.
No, I'm saying they're going to get this point because of Uhura.
It's just magical.
Yeah, he wasn't magical.
No, there was nothing magical about him. So they have two non-magical Negroes.
Right.
And they even interact with each other.
Right. So they get that point, honestly.
Okay. So you're saying, but for the contested 1 point of the criminal record, this pretty much passes. You got at least 5 out of the 6.
It passes with the technicality. It has a 5.5 rating.
With the technicality.
Actually, it would have passed even without that point. It would still pass. Like, it's got a 5.5 at this moment, but it still passes. Yeah.
We're good.
They did.
We're going to give it a thumbs up. Got enough black people in there, even though one of them is kind of. Now, the only thing, my problem with this movie is that this movie was advertised as having one of the hottest black stars in it. Had him sitting up there in the chair, doing all kinds of things, making us think that we're going to see some Idris in this film. And then you go ahead and do a Michael Dorn, LeVar Burton, and put some stuff on his face. So I don't even know that's him, or even that it is anybody black, until the last 10 daggone minutes of the film. So that's my problem with this film. But other than that, it could have been anybody under there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that those 3 films, like they're some of the films in the STC are do a great job by passing our test. Like our test. Kind of the bar is set kind of low, like some of these films.
As was the original Bechdel-Wallace test. We're not trying to make it a high bar. Could you just do this much for a sister, please?
So some of them can pass the test with 1, or 2 characters, and some of them pass the test with like many more than the 2.
Well, I think the thing to say is Star Trek, because of the nature of the crew, where we do have black people in the crew, is going to be able to pass this test or at least get a couple of these things in here. But, I think one of the things I want to say about these movies is that they have a heavy reliance on the fact that they've got a LeVar or a Michael Dorn or Zoe in it, and they don't put anybody else in it. And one of the things I will say is I sort of wonder sometimes, just be serious for a moment, we're having a good time with all of this. And I know Star Trek is, part of my heart, and I love it. And they've done a lot for black characters and black actors. All the black actors that I have seen that have come from the crew are still friendly and working with the studio. So, there hasn't been any like, oh my God, these people are horrible and they're walking off in distress. So we give Star Trek all that love. But one of the things I do worry about, and I see sometimes, is that there's this thing in Hollywood when you come to the movies, not the TV series, because I think the TV series stand head and shoulders above the movies when it comes to inclusion, is that Hollywood has this whole thing in their mind that black doesn't travel, and that they don't want to put a lot of black characters front and center of a movie because they are afraid it is not going to bring back the gross receipts from worldwide distribution. And one of the first people that will tell you that's true is George Lucas. And you saw what happened in the Star Wars franchise. And, he said right up when he was making that black movie, it was not one of the Star Wars. He was making Red Tails. He said he could not get an investor to do Red Tails, which was the story of the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II, the black flying aces. he couldn't get any investors for that film for a long, long time because they kept telling him that black casts don't sell overseas. Right. And I don't think we've really cleared that bar until Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman. And so now we see how important that film is. And so I hope that when we come up with the next 2 Star Treks, we have more than just relying on Zoe to pass this test.
Absolutely.
Is it going to be the Kelvin?
We don't know.
Don't know.
We don't know yet. But I understand her point. Like, yes, like that we have more than just 1 or 2 representing on main roles in the movie. You know, I feel like one of the like TNG movies, you know, they had Guinan.
Yes, let's talk about that. They did.
You know, they had Guinan. You know, Michael Dorn was, you know, representing as a Klingon, you know, so not really representing as a black man, you know,
even though we all Klingon though.
Even though, yeah, we know he's a black Klingon. We know he's a black Klingon.
He's a black Klingon.
So yes, Generations
isn't, so you know.
Yeah,
you know,
we do have Generations. We have her in it, Whoopi. And we had Tim Russ, and we had LeVar Burton, and we had Michael Dorn. So Generations had quite a few, and they could definitely pass that test. Mm-hmm. So, you know, even though sometimes we kind of say, is Guinan character really not magical? She's kind of magical.
Sometimes she is, but her race, I kind of excuse it. I think what do you all think? Do you think they wrote her that way so that her race would be a race of listeners? Because her species is a species of listener.
Yes. So now that we have other Allurians, I will say she's not so magical to me.
Right now.
So we meet some more in Generations. We see there's a shipload of them. I'm like, okay, so all of them have this thing. It wasn't just Guinan. But yeah, so
yeah, I think that she really rides. I think at the time that she was written, I absolutely would have called her a magical Negro.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. I don't think that, I don't think that there's any way that you can look at that role and not say that, especially if we were watching it during the time it was out, you know? She was, you know, but I don't care why practically they decided to make it that way, but she was the one who was always, you know, she seemed so prescient. She knew stuff. And, you know, she was the one who was guiding Picard's journey. You know, right. She was acted as his moral compass. And we get cast in that role often, whether it be through a magical Negro stereotype or a nanny. You know, we often get cast in the role of playing the moral compass for the main white character.
Hey.
Yeah, because she even did that with Riker in Best of Both Worlds.
Right, like, you know, like our job here is to keep white people on track. You know, I have white friends that try to do like that. I'm like, whoa, no.
So
you know, like not white friends. My friends are my friends, and yes, we talk like friends. But like, there's a woman in my office who tries to do that sometimes. I'm like, I don't know you like that. I don't know why you're looking at me.
Well, let's hope that Picard brings Guinan into more of a flesh and blood Allurian, and we see a little bit more of her. I mean, we did get to see, you know, some of her story, which is the one thing you can do to stop that trope is to give me more background and to give me her in some other way. So they did talk about her, you know, her father. She mentioned her father. She mentioned she was married. She gave us some more information in a couple of episodes and in this movie. But I hope that there would be more to her in Picard. I'm very anxious to see what's going to happen there. And I would love to get the backstory about her in Q.
Yeah, I really want to see that one day. I want to know that.
Yeah.
I think, and I know we're not talking about it, but I think it's going to come up in Picard. I do.
I think they got the 2 of them in there. We got to find out what that was all about, what all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our three favorite movies, or our representatives of each one of these. We've got Wrath of Khan, we've got First Contact, and we have Star Trek Beyond. And so it's funny too, because I think we picked the biggest money makers.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, there's a reason why they're the biggest money makers.
We love them.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out that if you want to really look at which movie gave you the most bang for its buck, it's definitely.
Let me guess. Can I?
This one? What?
What is it?
She said Beyond.
No. Yeah.
I'm going to guess.
Beyond gave you the most money. Yes. It was also the most friggin' expensive.
I thought they made the less money of the three movies.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Into Darkness made the most money. You're right.
Oh, wow.
It was the least money of the three movies.
But you asked for the bang for your buck when it comes to representation.
No, when you talk about how much did the movie cost and how much did the movie make?
Because I was going to say when it comes to representation, I was going to say The Voyage Home. Voyage Home had a lot of star power.
We have to talk about
black
that movie
star
for a
power.
minute. Yeah, but the movie that made the most money overall, relatively speaking, I mean, it cost $11 million to make. It was Wrath of Khan. Cost $11 million and bought back 78. So 700% return. Ain't no movie beating that. Okay. So so The Voyage Home had a lot of people in it, and then one of the most interesting admirals in Brock Peters, Admiral Cartwright, who I think is the only one who reprises his role in another movie. I mean, we see admirals come and go in Star Trek.
That's right.
And Robert Hooke's Trouble Man himself was playing Admiral Morrow in Search for Spock, but we never see him again. Mm-hmm. But here we have Admiral Cartwright, and I think this is the first time we see Admiral Cartwright and his Brock Peters, who is also, you know him from Soylent Green, Carmen Jones, Kill a Mockingbird, and we know him as Joe Sisko in Deep Space Nine.
Yay!
That's right.
But here he is playing. This is his first Star Trek appearance as Admiral Cartwright, who said the incredible line, "Get him back! Get him back!" I love it when he's just screaming into that camera. He's going to get Kirk back because Kirk is telling us how he's going to save the universe again. Thank you. But we also have in there Madge Sinclair.
Madge Sinclair, yes.
And she too makes another appearance after this movie. She comes back in Next Gen as Geordi's mom.
I know, but then she's dead.
So and in this movie she doesn't die.
Right.
She comes back. So she survives, and so does Brock.
Now I noticed, and I know maybe I'm being misobvious here, that Star Trek tends to people that they tend to use over and over again.
Yeah, like Tim Russ.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They tend to use.
They can recycle some actors.
Yeah, they do. So
I think that's true, and I think that's I think it's kind of good. But I like the fact that Brock Peters does come back again as Admiral Cartwright. He's playing that role again, but of course he takes a turn.
Yeah, he takes a little turn.
Yeah, he's an admiral. He can't help it.
He's a badmiral. Yeah, he turned into a badmiral. But I liked that too, honestly.
You look at Paul Winfield. Okay, he played in the Wrath of Khan, and he played one of the most highly thought of episodes on TNG.
Yeah, they bring him back.
So I like the way they do that.
So does that mean we get Idris again? Can we have him?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Maybe without so much makeup.
Please. Could he come back for Picard or maybe, Strange New Worlds? Anything, please? One thing I do notice,
Akiva Goldsman, we know you're listening.
We want Idris. We got to give him a redo without the makeup.
Yeah.
So do we want to say anything about The Final Frontier? No.
Rude.
No.
I think it's the best movie ever. How dare y'all?
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm thinking about the same one.
I do not condone the opinions of this podcast anymore. I quit.
The Final Frontier. Is that the one where they were looking for God?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does God need with a spaceship?
Seriously, look, they have great lines. It is no worse than the original series. I don't care what y'all people say.
No, you're
Some
actually
great lines.
You're absolutely right about that, JD.
And it had some great scenes. There were, I think, the scene where Cyborg was showing them their pain. Those were some really great scenes. But my favorite is Kirk saying, "No, I don't want to. I want to keep my pain. I need my pain."
I saw that movie once, guys, and I have not looked at it again. And I have kind of erased it from my memory.
We're here to bring it back.
Yeah, it's a beautiful movie. Like, the ending and the beginning don't really make sense. I don't know what we were doing on the campfire, but it's cute. And everyone gets free therapy except Kirk, who really needs free therapy.
Refuses his therapy.
Who needs it?
Well, you know what? You know why I chalk that up to? Kirk saw himself get split into meek and evil, and he said, "I need my pain." He knew it. He's like, no. I saw the split. I need my pain.
Sometimes you need therapy.
Sometimes you need it badly.
No joke.
He did not want it. He just threw it right in that man's face.
Especially especially at that point, Kirk needed therapy. You just lost your son. You just went through this whole thing where you thought you lost your best friend, then he came back, and you just had to go through it. And you just brought a girl back from the 80s. And I don't know what happened with that relationship, but did not seem to go well.
Not at all.
He needs to be sitting laying on a couch, sitting in a chair somewhere across from a therapist.
And this movie reminds me of one thing that they did in several of these TOS movies, is that they brought something from the TV series that we saw in the series back into the movie, and that having to get a ship that could make it through the Great Barrier. We saw that with Rojan and those people that turned them into the little cubes. Remember, they stole the Enterprise because the Enterprise was the only ship that they could get through the barrier. And here they are again, trying to get through the barrier. And even, the very first movie, the motion picture, we have Vija, which is definitely Nomad.
Right.
And then in the second movie, of course, we just bring back Khan altogether. We ain't even trying to say this is the guy. So I just like that they would bring these little things back from the series. Because as soon as they said they were trying to make it through the barrier, I was like, oh, man, the Enterprise has already been through there once.
Yeah, yep.
Was Uhura the only black person in The Final Frontier?
She sure is.
Yes.
That's another reason why, Final Frontier, Final Schmontier.
And I have here in my notes, and I'm okay with that.
We don't want anybody else attached.
Don't bring anybody else.
Don't bring anybody else down.
Okay, film.
But I do want to say for just 1 minute, because I was saying earlier that I'm starting to really love Search for Spock, and that has a couple of other people in it besides Trouble Man, played by Robert Hooks. Admiral Morrow. It had Phil Morris, who was playing Trainee Foster. Mm-hmm. And, he's Greg Morris' son from the original TV series Mission Impossible. And he also starred in, well, he didn't star, but he was one of the little kids in he was one of the little kids in the TOS series, Miri, that episode. That's right. So he got brought back too. He did.
From the original to the movies. Yep, he was. He did.
And my other brother that I love so much in this Star Trek movie, Search for Spock, is Conroy Gideon, who played the Starfleet security officer in the bar.
Oh, he was great.
Who gets Dr. McCoy? Your voice is carrying, Doctor.
He's like, who are
and we
you?
never see him again, but he was fine. And that guy was in a lot of movies. He was in Dallas, TV shows all over the place in the 80s. But he was really hot in the 80s when he did this movie. So just remember, that's him, Conroy. Conroy, if you're listening, baby, I still love you. He actually was somebody that what was his other thing he was in that was really, he made another movie that was really famous, but he just reminds me so much of he kind of reminds me of Michael Dorn a little bit, when Michael Dorn doesn't have all his stuff on his face.
You think?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Anyway. And then I do want to give a shout out to Undiscovered Country, even though I thought Iman was definitely wasted.
Iman was completely wasted. You know, like, I mean, I don't, oh, God.
Yeah,
I mean, they had Iman, you know, she's so eccentric and like just her, and she's just a presence in and of herself. Like, wow. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that she's a great actress or anything. Don't get me wrong, because she's not, you know, but she's just like, she just brings all of herself, which is enough. Jesus, that woman was amazing. Like, oh my God. Could you imagine? You know, if they had gotten Grace Jones to do that role, it would have been a totally. Wouldn't that have been dope?
Wouldn't that? Oh, yeah.
That would have been dope.
That would have been all right.
She would have been an exotic, beautiful alien.
Mm-hmm.
No, with no makeup. I love her.
But in Warm Leatherette. That was favorite song.
Yep, in Warm
Leatherette. So one thing I do want to say about the Star Trek or this STC is that I would like to see another thing. We were just talking about, you know, Black Don't Travel, and let's have a little bit more than Zoe in the upcoming film. Maybe since the TV shows have already done it, I'd like to see somebody behind the camera.
That's where we need to go.
We've had Frakes.
That's in the director?
Yeah, Frakes is directed. I don't know. What's wrong with, LeVar?
Yeah.
He's directed.
I mean, he has directed episodes that, it would be awesome if he could direct, or anybody. Like, I would love to see more representation. And I think we're getting that soon.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
What about the sister that directed the first 3 episodes of
Nell Culpepper?
That's it.
Yeah.
What about her?
She could do it too.
She could do it.
But we got JJ coming back, and I forget who the other person is for the first movie. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all can see my face, it's like whatever. I don't care.
But JD, are you happy that JJ might be doing another movie?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was good. Well, maybe. Oh God, no.
Well, he said this on I can't think of it, one of the late night talk shows. He started off. I know y'all. Thank you.
The Daily Show. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Star Trek, and he kept talking and talking.
We could tell.
When he finally stopped, the guy said, "I haven't heard a thing after you said you were not a Star Trek fan."
Thank you.
The audience, the audience was like, "Yay!"
I will say regarding JJ and that interview, that was the start of it, because he was saying, like, when he did the first movie, he wasn't a fan, and like any fan, he then started watching it and he got really into it, and that's how we got Into Darkness, because he went too deep.
Yeah. Too deep.
Okay.
And Into Darkness has a few, they got a few Black people on the crew in Into Darkness.
Yeah.
The sister with the bald head, with the short hair, Aisha Hines, navigation officer. I was like, all right now. But they've got a few people in
Into Darkness.
Into Darkness. I just couldn't get with, and I like Benjamin.
They whitewashed Khan.
I couldn't believe they did that.
Yeah, that was what killed me about Into Darkness.
I don't understand. Now, here's what I'm saying about worldwide
Sickening.
market. Why would you not put an Indian actor in that role if you're going to send this movie
Like,
around
hi,
the world.
Bollywood.
Come on,
Like,
Bollywood
there's
was
a ton of people.
Don't tell me you couldn't find anybody because, there's
With no talent.
bunch. Oh,
Come
my
on.
God. I was hoping for some. I mean,
I love Benedict Cumberbatch,
But
not in that. I mean, I was mad as hell about that. And I was mad. And I think that, like, if that had come about, like, today, he probably would have stepped down and not taken that role.
he should have stepped down when
He should have stepped down then, but I'm
That
saying
was
that the
only
climate now is different. Even now,
well,
even
2013.
Well, I mean, come on, that's 8 years.
Yeah.
I will say for Benedict, I understand why he didn't step down at that point because
All that
he
money.
was big from Sherlock. No, he was big from Sherlock, and that was his
Right.
first like big Hollywood film.
Absolutely, right.
So he just saw it come up.
Right. You saw a good role, and it's not like, I mean, honestly, it's unfair for me to say, don't get your money, don't keep growing, don't take the role. I'm just saying, like, it made me hot that, I mean, that was
I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at, like
exactly.
Alex
casting people.
Alex Kurtzman was sitting right there at the time. He's
I'm mad at
this.
the executives who made that ultimate decision.
Yeah, who cast
Because
them?
now we just saw in Star Trek Day, in the trailer, they've got a young woman that is playing, sound like a
A
relative.
descendant of Khan.
Or just a random person of Indian descent who happens to have the same last name, whichever seems more logical.
It could be. You don't know. You know
What,
how
the
they
woman in the trailer? No, she gave her name.
No.
No, he said she's saying a random the same name.
Oh,
Yeah.
You don't know yet.
She's Asian.
Right,
Yeah,
she's Asian, so
just
I'm
like
glad that they've come back around. And don't give me any more of that crap.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Don't do that. All right, so we've decided that we've got 3 movies out of each one of the generations that can pass the SyFy Sister test. We're very happy to say.
Unappropriate.
what?
What?
You want to come again with that?
I meant this. I said what I said.
We have no
We
idea
didn't
what you
understand
said.
what you said.
I got what she said. She's still complaining about Beyond.
Yeah,
Ignore her.
Yeah, I am.
All I heard was,
Understand, friend.
okay, thank God one of us did.
I was trying to be, disruptive, and that makes sense. That I meant, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
well, you
it
did that
worked.
well.
That's you.
I wasn't trying to speak English.
It worked.
Thank you.
Well, we've got our 3 movies that could at least get 5.5 or above. How about that?
5.5 or above. Yeah.
5.5 or above. We're going to give the whole franchise, STC. We're going to give it a thumbs up. We're going to give it a SyFy Sistas thumbs up for trying. We're going to give it an A for effort. But I think there's a few things
Give
that
it
they
a
could
B
work on.
plus.
B plus.
Well, it doesn't get a SyFy Sistas coveted 3 snaps in a circle.
No, it does.
It only
Give it
gets
effort.
gets the thumbs up for effort.
Okay, I'll do a thumbs up. I'll go along with that.
Compared to the DC franchise, compared to the Star Wars franchise, I think they're definitely doing better. Marvel, I don't know.
And I think that, we need to look at the time in which a lot of these movies were made and produced. They were far ahead of the curve.
Absolutely.
According to today's standards, we look at it and we go, I don't know. What have you done for me lately? You don't look so good. But when these movies were released, the Black people that they had prominently placed in the roles that they had was absolutely revolutionary. We did not have that going.
Most of the Black people were in the original movies, which were from the 80s. We're kind of like going backwards over here. I don't know. So, like I said, I mean, they're heavily relying on one Black person or 2. And I know they're building up that person's role, but, I would like to see more than just like an occasional passerby in the crew.
This is one of those times when I kind of miss Gene Roddenberry being alive.
True. True.
Because, that what we experienced in the 80s movies, that was definitely his influence.
You can see how brave he was.
Mm-hmm.
And people say a lot of things now in hindsight about why this and why that. But, when you were up against the mindset of studio heads back in his time,
Right.
Come on.
Right.
So
A black woman and an Asian on the bridge.
come on.
In
And in the movies,
1966?
and come on, that's big.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say that the Star Trek cinema is doing all right, but we've got some work to do. And we're hoping that the next two movies do that work.
And if you guys want to talk to us about doing this work, what your comments are, what you think that which movies pass your test, and if we came up with some good judgments on these movies, you can let us know at SyFy You can leave us an email. You can join our groups on Facebook, the Mothership and the SyFy Sistas Book Club, MUTHASHIP. That's the Mothership on Facebook. And we are SyFy.Sistas on Instagram. And SyFy Sistas is spelled SyFysistas. And as well, you can also find us on the Trek Geeks Podcast Network, because as I neglected to say at the top of the show, we are a proud member of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network. And we are so happy to be in that family with the best of the best over there on Trek Geeks. And so check out trekgeeks.com or get the Trek Geeks app. And you can find all of our shows on there, plus exclusive content. Did I miss anything? Did I leave anything out?
Dose.
Oh, yeah. The baddest engineer in the galaxy. His name is Dose the anonymous one. And you can, if you need music, he is responsible for all of our music on our show. Or if you need engineering services, check him out at dosetheanonymous1@gmail.com. That's DOSTHEANONYMOUS, the number 1@gmail.com. Thanks for letting us take over the airwaves, trekmovie.com. Sabrina, you have a final thought?
No, it's been great. It's been fun. I can't wait to talk to our friends over at trekmovie.com and see what they think about our show. And can't wait to read more about the movies that are coming out. I'm so excited. 2 new Trek movies. Yay.
We know you guys are going to have all the scoop, trekmovie.com. So you guys, if you want the latest Trek news that's happening, check out trekmovie.com. They have great articles and they always have a lot of insight. And we're so happy to be hanging out with them today on their airwaves. And we love you all. And thank you so much for listening. I'm going to say peace, love, and hair grease.
Bye-bye.
Later, guys.